Good evening, friends, and welcome to episode 6 of Ramblecast. However, this one requires context and a slight content warning. During October 2019, we were involved in All the Horror, a collaboration project between multiple podcasts and other creatives. And during this time, we were asked by another podcast, Talking Codswallop, to talk briefly about some serial killers for their podcast. As was tradition with anything we do here at Penance RPG, we assumed it would be a simple 15 to 20 minute recording we could edit down to the 5 to 10 minutes they asked for. What happened, however, was Nikolai's voice disappeared amidst a throat infection and Dragon was left to herd the cats, recording around 75 minutes of bizarre idiocy. This episode features almost all of that recording. It is definitely not suitable for children, and for those out there who dislike real-world horror or true crime discussions, this may not be the episode for you. Some things can seem dark enough just now without hearing some of these details. But for those who continue, we hope you find the discussion interesting and the tangents as weird as your usual Ramblecast should be. This is Ramblecast 6. Sorry, Elijah Wood. Recording in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to Penance RPG do a quick discussion of serial killers. It is Halloween after all. So, introduce yourselves and choose a serial killer, starting with Belry.
Oh shit, I haven't decided yet. Also, I've still got pistachio in my mouth. 1 sec. Wait, 1 sec, I'm gonna have to type her name into Google Speaks because I don't know how to pronounce it.
Or you could type it in here and we might know it.
That's also an option.
Oh yeah, no chance. Not reliable anymore. Kian Cooley?
I was gonna go with H.H. Holmes because it had a very Halloween-y feel, like being a murder mansion, but I can't find as much information.
Let's go for Shanshuli then. So I need you to say that, Belry.
Hello, it's me, Belry. Today, I will be discussing Leonardo Shanshuli, also known as the soap maker of Coriego, which is in Italy, I guess. She killed a bunch of people and made them into soap and cakes. I assume we're not getting too deep in it at this point.
No, thankfully not. AJ?
Hi, it's me, AJ. People might know me from Pretending with Dice podcast as well. Today, I'm going to be talking about the weepy-voiced killer, mostly down to that nickname because it's super evocative.
Okay, and Lenida?
Hello, it's Lenida here. I will probably be talking about Stephen Sean Griffith, also known as the crossbow cannibal, just because they don't know if he actually was a cannibal or that he owned a crossbow. So that sounds kind of interesting. Yeah.
Everything's up for grabs with that guy.
Yeah.
And Lenida's just stolen the one I was going to do, because I was actually in the city studying at the same university as the crossbow cannibal.
I was going to say, is this where you come out and say that you are, in fact, the crossbow cannibal?
Oh god, no. No.
Not on air, at least.
No. We had him on CCTV with a crossbow, shooting someone in the back.
Oh,
Jeez.
He definitely had a crossbow.
okay.
Can confirm.
But yeah, we don't know if he ate them though.
No, we don't. I'll give a little bit more background. So, this guy was a PhD student at the University of Bradford. I was studying there to do my master's degree between 2009 and 2010. And it was really pretty grim. So this guy was caught on CCTV shooting someone with a crossbow, and the woman he shot was a local prostitute He lived near the red light district. He was later linked to at least 3 murders, but possibly more, because he chopped them up and the body parts were found in lots of different places. There was, I think it was an arm turned up in Shipley, which is just down the River Aire from Bradford. But the first bit that they found was a part of a victim's body in like one of the giant dumpster trash can things at the university, pretty close to where the international student halls were. So that was quite horrific. And I've not been able to find this published, but at the time we were told that he had been a criminology PhD student, and his research was looking into comparative policing between modern day and the investigation into the Yorkshire Ripper. And then he went round and started killing prostitutes.
Damn.
Yeah. There were also lots of rumours about there being bite marks before he stood up in court, call himself the crossbow cannibal. But I've got friends who have some memory of him having a pet lizard. We never knew if it was human bite marks or animal.
What, like a
All the
really
body-
big lizard? Or
Well, it's really difficult to tell because all the body parts were quite badly degraded by the time
Yeah.
they were found. Because some of them had been in the river, some of them had been in trash cans and stuff, so they were all pretty beaten up after they were
Stop.
dumped.
Yeah.
So yeah, funnily enough, he was found guilty. Well, he stood up in
Well,
court and called himself the crossbow cannibal.
I was
so
going to say, that
Yeah.
kind of helped the case a lot, really. Just,
Yeah.
I am the
Yeah.
crossbow cannibal. All right, okay. Like,
This is why I'm innocent.
just imagine like a
yeah.
defense attorney just like angrily ripping up papers after he
Yeah,
stands
or
up. and-
just a big face palm.
Yeah.
God, I can't imagine how they tried to.
Well,
I can't
mean, if-
imagine his poor lawyer.
No.
Must have been an
Uh,
absolute nightmare.
Yeah, it seems like it's just the crossbow cannibal seems like a name people will remember somehow, that he gave himself that just because it's a good alliteration or something.
Yeah, it's got a good sound to it. I mean,
Yeah.
I
not
think.
not like objectively good. I just mean like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to be clarifying a lot of what I mean in terms of. I feel like crossbow
Yeah.
cannibal.
It's catchy though. It's catchy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
catchy,
yeah. It's
Like the
got
Kiss
brand
song.
recognition.
Yeah. It rolls off the tongue really easily. So yeah.
You could put it on a t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay, so this is according to Wikipedia. But he was in jail for 3 years as a youngster for an unprovoked knife attack. Psychiatrists at the time warned that he fantasized about becoming a serial killer. And then in the early 90s, he was in prison again for holding a knife to someone's throat. Then he went to
Wow.
Leeds Uni. Then he went to Bradford. And apparently the police had been watching him for 2 years by the time he went to Bradford.
Not
So,
watching him closely enough though.
But all they did, well, they got in touch with the Housing Association and they fitted better CCTV in anticipation of an incident.
Watch out if this guy has a crossbow.
Yeah, like, seriously? So 3, probably 5 women died because they wanted to catch it on CCTV?
I mean,
That seems very weird.
I'm pretty sure.
But hey.
I don't really remember because it was a while ago. But when I applied to university, I'm pretty sure it asked me about like criminal convictions and stuff. And I
Yeah.
feel like pulling a knife on people probably would have stopped us going to university.
Not at Bradford though.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry,
you say that, I would
I
have
knew you
still.
went there, but I couldn't help make the joke. Sorry.
I want to defend Bradford, but the 17 months that I lived, 14 months that I lived in Bradford were exceptionally bad for violence. So
Yeah.
I can't really say too much.
I mean, I was in
It's
Stoke, it wasn't much better.
Belry, you saying there's a fork in the road where you could have picked up a crossbow, but you didn't, and this guy was the alternate universe. Belry.
God, I hope
Yes.
not.
I could have been the crossbow killer.
Doesn't
And
quite
that's
have
getting
the same punch to it as I am the crossbow killer, though, does it?
No, but it's also probably not the best thing to have out on the air.
Yeah, that's why it's getting cut. You're welcome.
Oh, all this is getting cut.
I'm
Oh,
not
like
really
legit.
something with I could have been the crossbow cannibal. Not when it happened like a quarter of a mile away from when I was living. No.
Belry could have been the crossbow cyclist.
That makes what?
Mounted
First of all-
combat.
Yeah.
The crossbow cookie monster. Yeah.
That would be adorable.
I mean, there was a shop in Stoke. It was like a sort of, kind of like an off-license / phone. You know the shops I mean, like off-license / phone repair place.
Mm-hmm.
And like, they had crossbows in the window, and I was kind of tempted to buy one, but I didn't. Mostly because I was like, what am I actually going to do with this crossbow?
Yeah. Same ideas about some stuff as well. When I was younger, it was like, it would be cool to have, but what the hell am I going to use it for? Nothing. Okay.
One of my housemates' dads did buy a snakeskin longbow, though.
Ooh. So was it clad in snakeskin or was the string made of snakeskin?
No, it was like clad.
All right.
And apparently just stood in the back garden shooting the fence with arrows.
Well, it's fun. And then it could be the Cookie Monster Cannibal. I think
There's something super sleazy about a snakeskin hunting bow.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I hunt my own dinner.
Yes,
in a-
but you have to
like-
have yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have the matching shoes.
You have to have a really low, deep V on your shirt while you're doing it. I don't know.
I'm just imagining like a plate of uncooked steak in the kitchen table, and my flatmate's dad with a bow at the ready, like circling it. Like the tip of the arrow, like maybe like half a foot away from the steak.
I feel like we've gotten sidetracked here.
Oh, what a surprise. Never thought that was gonna happen.
That's
I
fine.
mean, it'll probably keep the tone getting too depressing.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is true. Yeah.
So
Okay.
about them dead bodies.
Indeed. So, right, let's go back to your pick, Belry.
Oh, that's me. Sorry, I'll finish eating this pistachio.
I'm going to need to edit this, and I'm going to
Super
want to hurt you so fucking badly.
Well, welcome to ASMR. Welcome to ASMR Murder Edition.
Although I
You
have
gotta
to
be-
say
A bit
that,
more whispery.
that very few of our groups have actually turned into murder hobos in-game, which I'm quite impressed by. Even Plummet.
We've been murdered a lot, though.
Yeah, but you don't
Yeah.
tend to do, like, randomly killing everyone you come across.
Yeah.
You tend to go, oh shit, they're killing people, let's stop them.
I think
I
we
feel
just
like-
mess each other up more than anything else.
Yeah, I'm more like the murdered hobo than the murder hobo.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Anyway,
You get through an exceptional number of characters.
I point you to Exhibit A, Stuntman versus Prospector knife throwing incident. Yeah, I know it's not live yet. I was trying
Was it
to
not?
put as few details in as possible.
Anyway, little old ladies, we have Leonarda Cianciulli, who we're going to go with for that the pronunciation, also known as the soap maker of Correggio, who was an old lady in Italy, like around World War II, and she was very oh, that's my glasses knocking off my pop shield. Sorry. I'm just going to take those off. Oh, but now I can't read.
Good damn.
And this is why Belry would never become a serial killer. Yes.
1 second, just let me embiggen the screen.
We are not all incompetent.
Just me.
I think we do well enough that we can cover the incompetence. Oh,
Perfectly
God.
cromulent word.
Formulant's a real word now.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. So, she had like 17 pregnancies, but only 4 actually survived, and so she was apparently very protective of the ones that were left, and was freaked out when a gypsy told her all your children will die. Which, I mean, they all will anyway, because that's how life works. But interestingly enough, though, she also visited another gypsy who was all like, I do palm reading, and in your right hand I see prison, and in your left a criminal asylum. And I mean, that came true, so I don't know what that says about gypsies. Anyway.
Says they could meet their customer.
Probably. Anyway, in 1939 that is, her eldest son, Giuseppe, I don't know how you pronounce it. Again, it's an Italian name, but it sounds funny. Went to join the Italian army in preparation for the war. And she was like, God damn, I want to protect this boy, and came to the conclusion that the best way to do so would be with human sacrifices. And so she killed 3 older women. The first one, who was a bit of a spinster and was asking her for advice on how to find a man. And she kept visiting, and eventually she was told, hey, you'll find a man in Pola, an Italian city. And before she left, she came to Shanchuli's house and was offered a glass of wine that she had drugged. And then she killed her with an axe and cut her up. And there's a little quote from the, the interviews or whatever. And it goes, I threw the pieces into a pot, added 7 kilos of caustic soda, which strikes me as quite a lot of caustic soda,
Jeez.
which I had bought to make soap, and stirred the whole mixture until the pieces dissolved in a thick, dark mush that I poured into several buckets and emptied into a nearby septic tank. As for the blood in the basin, I waited until it had coagulated, dried it in the oven, ground it, and mixed it with flour, sugar, chocolate, milk, and eggs, as well as a bit of margarine. Kneading all the ingredients together, I made lots of crunchy tea cakes and served them to the ladies who came to visit, though Giuseppe and I also ate them. So, she was a bit of a fruit basket. And to be fair, she pretty much did the same thing twice later with the other ladies. Although there's another quote from the last victim. She ended up in the pot, like the other 2. Her flesh was fat and white. When it had been melted, I added a bottle of cologne, and after a long time on the boil, I was able to make the most acceptable creamy soap. I gave bars to my neighbours and acquaintances. The cakes too were better. That woman was really sweet.
Well, did she get a nice sounding nickname for, or she just goes by her?
Yes, the soap maker of Correggio, like I said before.
Ah, sorry, I missed that.
That's alright. But yeah, she did actually end up in prison and was then sentenced to like 2 or 3 years in a criminal asylum, but died before that happened of cerebral apoplexy.
Okay, that one was...
Apparently, the pot which the victims were boiled are in display at the Criminological Museum in Rome, if you want to go see that.
Fair enough. I'm assuming that at the point she was caught, that it would have been a death sentence in Italy?
No, she was sentenced to 30 years in prison and 3 in a criminal asylum.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
How old
But
was
yeah,
she
I can
when
see
they
why the
caught her?
asylum.
Oh, definitely. She apparently even corrected like the official account while she was being trialed, and the quote is, at the trial in Reggio Emilia last week, protest Leonardo gripped the witness stand with an oddly delicate hand and calmly set the prosecutor right on certain details. Her deep-set dark eyes gleamed with wild inner pride as she concluded, I gave the copper ladle, which I used to skim the fat off the kettles, to my country, which was so badly in need of metal during the last days of the war.
Wow.
So yeah, she was a bit mental.
Just a little
she
bit.
must have been. Yeah. It seems like
I
an
mean,
old
losing
old
that
nice
many
lady just like thought that she was doing the right thing. You know, just a bit, off the edge there.
Well, nobody ever really thinks like the villain, do they? Nobody ever thinks what they're doing is like the bad thing.
No, probably not. I mean, but I mean,
she was doing it to like stop her son getting killed. And
yeah. I mean, it's probably other serial killers who actually know and agonize over the things they're doing. So, I mean, that will probably depend on their personality.
Speaking of...
it depends. Indeed, this segues very nicely into
That's a pretty
AJ's
good
pick.
segue there, yeah. I mean, do we want to segue or we got...
like that.
Yeah.
I think a segue is nice there, yeah.
I was going to say, it's such a good segue. My guy... my guy. I'm distancing myself professionally from him and his activities. Was known as the weepy-voiced killer. because in a series of telephone calls he made to police after each of his attacks, he anonymously reported his crimes in a remorseful and high-pitched voice. I mean, I think that kind of implies a little bit of remorse, but yeah.
He wanted to get caught.
He killed 3 women in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area in the early 80s. I mean, I don't want to go into full details of the actual attacks because that's just, gratuitous, but like I say, it's more the interesting thing of after each one, he called and was obviously super hysterical, sort of kind of, I say that I gave him his name, the Weepy Voice Killer, because he was crying on the phone every time, but he still went ahead and did more. But yeah, his first victim actually survived, but with a brain injury. He called at 3 a.m. directing the police to where she was with, "There's a girl hurt there." The next one he called saying, "God damn, will you find me? I just stabbed somebody with an ice pick. I can't stop myself. I keep killing somebody." 2 days later, he called to say he was sorry for stabbing her and would turn himself in, but then didn't. A few days later, he called again to say newspaper accounts of the murders were inaccurate. Then he called again in a whimpering voice saying, "I'm sorry for what I did." His next victim he didn't call after, but he did I think he'd kind of got the name by that point, and he confessed later to that murder. His 4th victim, again, he contacted them saying, "Please don't talk, just listen, I'm sorry I killed that girl, I stabbed her 40 times.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
I stabbed her by accident 40 times. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a disconnect there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did attempt a 5th attack, but she got away, and he was later arrested and connected to the crimes. And then, he was diagnosed with skin cancer in 1997, had less than a year to live, and he gave a full confession to the murders he did do, including, the one that he didn't call after, he wasn't even a suspect in. As I say, the whole murders thing itself, I don't think we need to, go fully into it. It's just the weird twist of phoning the police after each one sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty messed up.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting also that he didn't, get even connected to one of the murders that he did. It's really interesting because it seems like a guy that would call up and, wanting to get caught, eluding the police for that long time. It's weird.
I am by no means qualified to even attempt to discuss it. But it almost makes you wonder if it was for the infamy.
Well, yeah, but how would he know about it? I mean, the fact that it's attributed to him, presumably he would have known certain details.
Oh no, I just mean the making the phone calls in general.
Oh, right. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant
sort of thing.
Yeah, I thought you meant the confession about the one that wasn't,
No,
it wasn't
I mean
connected to. Yeah.
It almost makes sort of as the Weepy Voice Killer was a character of sorts.
Yeah, possibly. Although,
Might have been.
Like I said, I am by no means qualified to even speculate on that sort of thing. But there's my speculation on the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, this is over the course of nearly 3 years, his ones, but... So.
Yeah. It's hard to imagine the mindset of people who can do stuff like this. You can't just do it. It's just
Yeah.
There has to be a certain twist in the brain that's different from most people.
Disconnect.
Yeah. Or they think it's justified.
Yeah.
And they find a way to justify it to themselves.
Although I don't think that rules out the twist in the brain, like you say, the, justification. There's never a justification. They're just lying to themselves,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if lying to themselves is the right term. Not if they truly believe it. You have all the people Soap Lady, who's literally thought that killing these people would help her son not die in the war.
Yeah, I get, like I say, there's that superstitious element to it, but yeah.
Not even necessarily superstition, but some sort of mental break.
Yeah, I think there's probably a range of different reasons. Some of them are probably just psychopaths or sociopaths, and some of them are probably deranged. I mean, probably a lot of different mental states that can like sort of bring on people to do stuff like this. But as I said, it's really hard to even imagine that sort of mindset.
Yeah, I think if you could imagine how it would make sense, if you can imagine how it would make complete sense, you should probably be a little worried.
Yes, you should probably go see a therapist or a psychologist.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. I mean, you could probably just, as long as you don't take in any human emotions, you could probably use logic. But you can't use logic when dealing with other human beings. That's like impossible, unless you're a psychopath. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, this is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that suddenly went very dark, didn't it?
Yeah.
Penance
I mean-
RPG comedy podcast / role playing / talking about serial killers. Yes, that's us.
A bit of
Oh,
a
yeah.
left turn.
Yeah.
So guys, 2 cows are sitting in a field. One says they're very cold. The one goes, cold, I'm bloody Frisian. There we go, I've picked up the mood.
Good lord.
Boom, boom. Yes, especially in doing jokes that you've heard like 3 times now on this podcast. So yeah,
that was
it's good.
also part of the joke. Cut out on the Arrested Development theme. Is it Arrested Development?
Who did what?
With Larry King Jr. or whatever he is. Larry David Jr. That show.
Do you mean? I know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah, that
with
tune.
Larry David.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's on the tip of my tongue, and I've got like the theme music on my computer, and I just
It's not disambiguation, no?
no. Hang on. Why are we all blanking on the name of this show?
I don't know which show it is, so... I know the show Arrested Development, but I don't know
You
if
mean-
there's any Larry King
Curb Your
Jr. there. So...
Enthusiasm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. There you go. Wow.
I googled it by searching Larry
Yeah.
David song.
Yeah. So did I. How do we both forget? Like it's like a big show.
Yeah. Do,
Wow.
do.
Dun 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 dun. Dun. That's not the music to go on to the serial killer
Oh,
song.
yeah.
I feel but like
oh.
that
Yeah.
got yeah.
That one
I'm a big
is sort
fan of like inappropriate soundtracks though. I know this is off
No.
topic, but yeah.
You can't use that music to anything today. It's so meme. So it's like, oh my god. For all of us that lives our lives partly on the internet anyways, but
Way
That
too
song
online.
is on Spotify apparently.
Probably.
It's called Frolic by Luciano Michelini.
But that's your serial killer.
Michelini.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Lenida, who was your serial killer?
well, I
stole
was
it, sorry.
yeah, she stole my serial killer, so I was like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So we could go to that one that you posted, AJ, but I don't think we're gonna do that in this show. We'll probably get sued or something.
What's it gonna do?
Yeah.
Drone strike us?
Pick one of the 4
Probably.
Swedish ones.
Don't know any much about those. They seem kind of boring as well. If you can
What
say
about the
boring or
werewolf of Wisteria?
the werewolf of Wisteria. Yeah, is he the one with all the nicknames? He was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Or I think I have him up here. It's called. That was Albert Fish, Hamilton Howard Albert Fish, born 1870. And he's an American serial killer, and also a child rapist and a cannibal. There's still a lot of cannibals in serial killers. I don't know why. He was also known as the Grey Man and the Werewolf of Wisteria, the Brooklyn Vampire, the Moon Maniac, and the Boogeyman. Yeah. He boasted that he had children in every state, and at one time stated his number of victims was about 100. However, this is not known if it was referring to rapes or cannibalization, and it's not known if it was true either. He was suspected of at least 5 murders during his lifetime, and he confessed to 3 murders, and he confessed to at least stabbing 2 other people, or stabbing at least 2 other people. He was put on trial for the kidnapping and murder of Grace Budd, and he was executed by the electric chair. They made a movie out of it. They dramatized his crimes in the movie The Grey Man, starring Patrick Beauchau as Fish. It was.
Yeah,
He was. It's kind of interesting. He got so many nicknames. I think mostly interesting. It's like,
it might be because it was a bit earlier than a lot of the others.
yeah,
But yeah,
probably as you said before, he moved around as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe they thought it was different people, so he was like behind all these things,
Yeah.
but they thought it was like multiple killers.
I don't know how we'll get to like the Moon Maniac though. The other ones all make sense.
He really loved mooning passing trains.
Yeah.
And to be fair, who doesn't?
Or maybe it's a reference to moonshine. I don't know.
Could be. Although that goes with the werewolf though. Moon Maniac. Yeah, so
Oh,
maybe kill
yeah.
people on a
Yeah.
full moon.
Because werewolves come out in the moon time.
The moon time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Belry, it's now moon time. Time to go to bed.
Don't want to go to bed.
Moon time is when I feel most alive.
I want to eat pistachios and licorice blackcurrant. Or blackcurrant licorices.
Oh my god. With Fish, some of the things were like severe sadomasochism and severe sexual deviancy.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't realised quite how grim that was.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
not a especially pleasant reading. I mean, no serial killer readings are probably pleasant, but this one is really, really, yeah.
Yeah.
Ew.
He
I
left
found
like a huge writing with his lawyer, and the lawyer was like, no, nobody's getting to see this, ever. That's probably just as well.
Mm-hmm. I love it though how they sort of mentioned that he was also a bigamist. It's like that's yeah. Well, like
doesn't
all
really
the other
compare.
stuff. No, it doesn't compare. It's like, why would you write that in? It's like, yeah, he killed a bunch of people and blah blah blah. But and also he was a bigamist. Yeah, watch out. Can't trust those dudes. Like what?
he might make you his wife too.
It's like, yeah. Oh, holy shit.
I've got another one who I'm not going to go into all the crimes because it's just another rapist and serial killer. It's more kind of notable because in the middle of his spree, he made an appearance on the dating game show as a contestant.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bullseye killer.
Oh, that's a different one. No,
There's
that's
a different one. Okay, yeah.
That's one that that's a different one. That's one that Pubsky posted earlier. This guy is
70s.
Rodney Alcala is the dating game killer because in 1978 he appeared on the dating game, and they think he killed at least 3 or 4 people after his appearance as well. He won a date on the show, but she refused to go out with him because she found him creepy. So,
Lucky for
yeah.
her.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. Like I say, just the fact of just like in the middle of it, he was on TV, sort of thing.
Yeah, it makes you give Paradise Hotel a new sort of lens.
Yeah. It's bizarre the things they think they can get away with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just how?
Well, is there any like serial killer out there that hasn't been caught yet, or didn't get caught?
Well, almost certainly.
Yeah.
Well, the classic one up here is Bible John. Although he might be Peter Tobin. We don't really know.
Who's Peter Tobin?
Peter Tobin was like a handyman who was helping at a church in Anderston in Glasgow when a Polish girl went missing.
Right.
And she was eventually found dead under the floorboards in the church.
Okay.
But he'd moved like all around the country.
Yeah.
So he started off in Glasgow and then moved to different places around the UK. And they found other victims in some of the places he'd lived before. So he's in jail for like 3 murders. But he might be Bible John. Bible John had like lots of religious imagery and stuff. Like when they found the bodies.
Yeah.
In the 60s? 70s? Something like that.
Why do so many serial killers latch on to like religious iconography and stuff? Like I was like reading through the Albert Fish one that mentions he was doing stuff under the instruction of John the Apostle, and there's all this sort of plenty of serial killers who have said, "Oh, it's voices of God" and all that sort of stuff.
I mean, it's probably like a bit of psychosis combined with like thinking that they're doing God's will, sort of thing. Like, you know, I'm trying not to be too controversial in how I'm thinking out a word that's just.
You're probably there because, I mean, a lot of people have like some kind of religion in their life, and so if you're gonna have psychosis about something, it might be related to that because,
they've had a religious upbringing or whatever, and like it's just sort of warped in their minds to thinking like, oh no, so I want to serve God, this is how I should be doing it, sort of thing.
Yeah. I think it's probably not as common as like, come on, like Spock told me to kill all these people, you know.
Well, because Spock would never tell you to kill people. Yeah.
Well, if you're delusional, Spock could probably tell you to do something like that, but I mean, Star Trek fans aren't as big as religion yet.
They're less keen on the, here are all your justifiable reasons that someone should be killed.
Yeah.
They can be pretty delusional, though. Don't at me, Star Trek fans. I know there's
is this how many angry tweets will generate?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so this is the first time I've actually looked at the stuff with Bible John. So all 3 victims were mothers. Their handbag was taken. They were killed within meters of their door, and they were all on their period. So they speculated that they were murdered due to refusing to have sex because they were on their period. But apparently, because it was at the barras, so there was loads of people, so people had seen these women with somebody. And apparently he did an awful lot of quoting Bible verses while in a dance hall, which is weird.
Yeah, it's a weird place to start quoting Bible verses.
Yeah.
Bizarre. If one of the motivations for the murders was because they wouldn't have sex with them, like, what are the chances they would all be because they're on the period? I mean, like, women are always refusing to have sex with me, and it's not just because it's on the period, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, but you're not a psycho.
I know, that's what I tell them.
I tell you, I'm not a psycho.
Yeah, because that's not making people suspicious.
Now sit with me. Would a psycho be acting like this? Take off those clothes, damn it!
Well, Belry, maybe you should try quoting them Bible verses then when they say no. And see if they change their mind. And then we could sort of call you the Bible ball buster or something like that. Can get
I was trying to think of a Bible verse, but then I was like, I don't actually know any Bible verses to quote for this.
Well, I mean,
just the context of this bit is pretty grim. So I'm trying to think of ones that aren't going to sound super nasty in the context.
Yeah.
But,
I never finished reading the Bible after it was spoiled for me.
Someone spoiled the ending.
Yeah, so I never finished it.
You should probably get something from, I don't know what it's called in English, but there's a lot of interesting quotes there about not spending the house with an angry wife. You should rather live in the desert or something like that. It's from the Old Testament. It's weird as hell. It's just silly.
Proverbs?
You get a bunch of... Might be Proverbs. The saying pearls for swine comes... I think it's come from this book as well. So, yeah, there's a lot of really, really silly stuff there.
So something to the effect of... And he said, Hagar, sorry, slave girl. Where have you come from and where are you going? She answered, I'm running away from Sari, my mistress. The angel of the Lord said, go back to your mistress and submit to the ill treatment at her hands. Now sleep with me. Something like that.
I was going to say, what's the meaning you're going to find in that verse?
The Lord answered, bring me a heifer 3 years old, a she-goat 3 years old, a ram 3 years old, a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. Now take those clothes.
See, I've got a lot of like quite applicable verses to choose from if I was to go this route, because the A in AJ is Adam. So I've got like a whole book of the Bible to just like quote from and be like, see?
The Bible's really fucked up, guys.
Yeah, I know. I read it.
Enjoy editing this down, Dragon.
It's fine.
You will eat your own children, the flesh of your sons and daughters whom the Lord has given you.
There's a weird place for that to cut out.
No, that's just where it finished.
Oh, okay. Sounded like it was halfway through a sentence.
Yeah.
We're just finding random Bible verses now.
Yeah. Probably.
There's an awful lot in the Old Testament that is incredibly fucked up. Incredibly
Yeah.
fucked up.
The classic Ezekiel 23:19. Yet she increased her prostitution, remembering the days of her youth when she engaged in prostitution in the land of Egypt. She lusted after their genitals, as large as those of donkeys, and their seminal emissions were as strong as that of a stallion.
So, Barry, I want you to go off and try and use that verse to convince somebody who doesn't want to have sex with you to have sex with you. And
Well,
report
then you'll
back
just be like,
and see how.
and I
see
mean,
how it
why would you
goes.
say no to that? As strong as a stallions.
So,
I've been using the wrong
yeah.
Bible quotes, guys, all this time.
Yeah, that's where you've been going wrong.
I need the ones that specifically talk about equine genitals. How did we get on to how weird the Bible? For fuck's sake.
The Bible John stuff.
That makes sense.
So, serial killers.
Indeed.
Exactly.
Teacup killer.
Graham Young, the teacup poisoner. Mm-hmm.
He sounds really creepy. There's another one that ended up in Broadmoor in England, which is one of the biggest psychiatric criminal hospitals in the UK.
Yeah. It seemed that he had a personality disorder and schizophrenia, but he was also concluded that he was autistic. And autistic people sometimes are really good at stuff. Some stuff they get interested in, so it's not good when they get interested in poisoning people.
It just seems so weird that he was deemed to be safe to release
Yeah, mentally
after
fit.
poisoning 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Mental.
I think I figured it out. It says on Wikipedia he went to grammar school. That's the joke.
He convinced people to sell him antimony. Antimony is super dangerous, but it was also used as mascara and eyeliner by the Romans.
Is that
Which sounds like a really bad plan.
Is that the murder of that movie where Elijah Wood poisons his mum? Was based on? Like he
think
poisons
so.
her with thallium.
Oh, there was a film.
Poisons Hancock or something?
Yeah, I don't think it's not Elijah Wood.
It looked like Elijah Wood. I always just assumed it was Elijah Wood.
According to this, it's Hugh O'Connor.
I mean, that's just a knockoff, but Elijah Wood, isn't it?
He's only famous because he looks like Elijah Wood. Is that it?
I'm just looking at his filmography. The only thing I've seen like that I even recognise on it is Chocolat.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
he killed his sister with thallium. The
Yeah,
teacup
he
killer
might be.
was poisoning his own family with
Yeah.
belladonna and antimony, and his dad suspected him. So his dad was like, what the hell is going on? You need to be much more careful with your chemistry sets. So he killed his stepmother, and then he switched to giving his sister thallium because she was dying too slowly.
Oof.
Yeah. His
And
father
then,
survived, but was hospitalised and didn't tell anyone that it was his son. So the chemistry teacher told the police when he found the poisons in his school desk.
Just hanging out in his school desk.
Apparently?
Just on a side note, AJ, if he did have a discography, it would probably begin with the song Killing Me Softly.
That'd do it.
Yeah.
A bit of Alice Cooper's Poison in there as well.
Yeah,
You could do a whole cover album on full of songs
Yes.
about.
yeah, and Britney Spears' magnum opus, Toxic.
Yeah. That's the showstopper.
Yeah, and then was it The Killer Queen by Queen? Yeah.
Yep. Oh, wow.
Is that about poison?
No,
Mm.
no.
Probably not,
No,
but I mean,
sweetie.
you have to have a cool nickname, so yeah.
Oh, sorry. I
Oh
was
my
shocked for a
god.
second.
This guy continued to poison people in prison, in the secure hospital.
You got to admire the commitment to the bit.
Yeah, and then at the end of the movie, he powders and eats a diamond.
Just because you can.
No, because like the whole one of his big motivations of the movies is he just wanted a diamond. If I remember correctly, I watched it a long time ago on like late night television when I was too young to be staying up.
Mm.
Did you know that Elijah Wood has made movies in 2019?
He does kind of indie stuff these days, doesn't he?
He was a producer. I'm just saying, I can't remember the last time I saw like Elijah Wood in a movie.
Well, he was in that.
Except
It wasn't a
Poisonous
movie, but he wasn't in a movie, but it was a TV show. He was in Dirk Gently, wasn't he?
Yeah, was he?
Oh yeah. Yeah, according to Wikipedia's filmography, he was also in Drunk History.
Yes.
I mean, everyone sees him as the Hobbit now, so it's probably that.
He
way
has a
of that many gigs.
discography.
Yes, the Young Poisoner's Handbook. Yes, it was about him. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Ah, this is really creepy.
Elijah Wood has a discography though. Just on the subject.
A little bit off topic. I feel like we've.
Why not? Because we mentioned the discography
We're on
of the guy
parallel
who was Thor.
tracks.
Yeah, we've strayed a little bit here, I think.
Because we mentioned the non-existent discography of the guy who I thought was Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
There.
Whereas Elijah Wood actually has a discography.
Oh wow. See if Ian Brady describes you as excited only by power, clinical experimentation, observation, and death. You know that person's bad. Jesus. Okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
close all of these tabs on serial killers now.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah,
Have-
we're gonna
have
get
enough.
arrested soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And open
That's
these
enough
all
of
these
that rabbit
tabs
hole.
about Elijah Wood.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right. This is the pivot you all wanted. We're now going to talk about Elijah Wood for 45 minutes.
7 hours.
Well,
7 hours. I'm not sure I'll still be conscious at that point.
Has Elijah
I
Wood
don't
done
think-
enough stuff to fill a 7-hour podcast?
Well, I mean, there's 9 hours of just Lord of the Rings, so
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you can't
yeah.
just play Lord of the Rings movies. That wouldn't be a podcast. It would probably get taken down for copyright reasons. I
we
mean,
could
like
do
discussing.
provided we didn't put any actual audio from it in, we could totally do a commentary track.
exactly.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe we should do that. Just watch the movies and comment on it. For all
I
of us
mean,
has read the books
how
3
about-
times and
How
hate the
about we
movies
don't do
because
that?
they.
Okay, let's not do that.
I don't have the time for that.
I don't think any of us have time for that, and I can't even imagine trying to edit it.
I do
In-
have time for that. No,
in
that's
the
the thing. It's
words of
commentary
that-
track. You don't edit it.
Trust me, if you
Yeah.
edit anything, you have no time for this.
We should probably watch it and as well drink at the same time and then comment on it and just do a commentary track for 9 hours. And people can just, watch the movie and hear us comment on it. There's probably like 2 people in the world who actually would like that.
That would be quite
People-
entertaining.
Yeah, probably would be. Especially with Belry.
That bottomed out quick.
Yeah, I think we just got to the end of the line there.
Possibly, yeah.
We all survived this episode though. We haven't been serial killed yet. So yeah,
I don't know. I've still got half my pizza. They might have poisoned that half.
with cereal.
There's cereal in the
Wait.
pizza case.
There's cornflakes on my pizza. What is this?
Ugh.
I do feel like I am too bumbling to pose any obvious threat.
I think you would be less immediately scary.
Yeah, well, if we notice people around your part of town sort of dying, killed by a very special object, then we know who it is.
But what if, right? It's me. And I'm outside your house and I'm just staring at the window, like unmoving, and then slowly my hand reaches up and grabs onto the top of my head and pulls it off like rubber mask, and then it's Grim. Snickerdoodles. That's apparently my impression of Graham. It wasn't very good.
Well, it could have been.
That was pretty good, actually.
Yes.
Hello.
I feel like I don't really get high enough.
Oh,
But
bless
I mean,
him.
I suppose in terms of my accenting abilities, it's alright.
Yeah, well, it's just you have to get that right accent to use to that word as well, because I can hear it in my head. I'm not gonna try it, but yeah.
Once you hear it, you can't really unhear it.
Yeah. I couldn't get the balance between doodles and doodles quite right. 'Cause it's something in between. That just sounded very Sean Connery like. Yeah.
It did a bit, yeah.
Snickerdoodles, snickerdoodles.
Yeah, it's like SCHNIC. It's the German version. Schnickerdoodles. So, yeah.
Okay, I think that probably wraps up our discussion on serial killers.
And everything else.
Pretty much, yeah. All of the other things we've covered. And I think next time we'll be recording, we will need to have you here, Belry.
That's me.
Yes.
Yes.
So we'll need to have you here. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's been awkward and I was ill, so I do apologise for being away for a bit.
it happens, don't worry about it.
Hopefully, my rather poorly healing tattoo won't get so infected that I can't do it next week. Swear to God, he was very ham-fisted about it. Like, it wasn't so much that he was bad, he was just not very delicate.
Sorry, you've lost me.
Right, you know that tattoo that I had the line work done for a few,
Yeah.
like a month ago? I had that one finished on Thursday, and he was like very rough.
Oh.
He was too rough with me.
Oh, sweetie.
Poor me.
Yeah. Let's hope there wasn't any arsenic in those needles.
No, legit though, I did actually bandage it at work yesterday because I was genuinely concerned it would get infected. Feeling quite poor.
That seems perfectly reasonable given that you work with food.
Yeah, that was also a concern. And beer.
And you
Which
don't
is
really
noted
want
for-
to get anything from the tattoo onto a customer's food.
No, but then when I took the bandage off, there was an almost perfect imprint of the tattoo on the inside of the bandage.
It's always like that. I mean,
I know, but it was-
don't they put the plastic on the tattoo?
Right, so they do cling film it, but you're only
Yeah.
supposed to have a cling film for a couple of hours after it's done.
Yeah.
Because there's just
There's
like the
a new
amount of
thing.
sweat.
And
It's
then
like
salve.
a bad environment. Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
like me little my cream.
Yeah.
It's a new thing.
There is a new thing. So it's like a sheet of clear plastic that they put over it. And you can keep it on for longer than the cling film, and you can replace it at home. And it's supposed to help it heal faster, and it helps keep colours bright.
Oh, I see. This was literally just cling film though.
Fair.
But like, every time I get like, admittedly I've only got the two done, but every time I get them done, I immediately just want more.
Are you finding them addictive?
I mean, I don't know if addictive is the word, but I've got like lots of ideas of things I want, if that makes sense. My plan is I've got my right arm, and that's like at the minute for like bits and bobs. I'm keeping mostly because I'm keeping my left arm if I want anything like more substantial in like a sleeve or something.
Fair enough.
And I mean, honestly, part of me is tempted to get like a big back piece as well. But equally, my back's really hairy, and so I don't know if it'd be worth doing.
Get like a gorilla on there then.
Yes.
That would be quite weird.
Sort of have to shave the hair around the face of the gorilla as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but how am I going to do that on a regular basis?
Well, you just have to, get a girlfriend who can do it for you. And that
yeah,
could be
but
a,
I'm too lonely,
pickup
and
line.
as we just...
Hello there, would you like to come home with me and shave my gorilla? I haven't heard that one before, but it might work.
It's probably better than going up to them and say, "So I'm not a serial killer."
Wait.
Yeah.
That was a real thing I said to someone when trying to give out bags. Because I was tired and not thinking it through.
So you actually said you're not a serial killer, but
No, I swear there's no anthrax.
Mm-hmm.
oh man, yeah.
Because I thought people didn't care about anthrax anymore. I thought we were all over it. Apparently not.
Apparently not. No, I am.
Anthrax killed someone. I can't remember how long. It was only a few years ago. Someone was killed by it.
Wait, I didn't know that.
Although I do also find anthrax not particularly fun to listen to, but I'm not a huge fan of thrash.
Oh, I didn't mean the band. I meant like the bacteria.
I know you didn't.
You knew I was building up to a joke and cut me off beforehand. That's what you did.
Also, if we're still recording, I just want to, as an aside, please don't sue us, Elijah Wood.
I don't think an awful lot of the Elijah Wood stuff will make it in, just for time.
I just want to get it out there.
Is any of this going to make it in?
Some of it will.
Are you literally just waiting for us to say bye?
If I was wanting you to do that, I would have told you all that you needed to do that.
Yeah, it's probably more like, which tangent are we going to go off on now so we can get some extra material for some fun stuff later on when it's not sent over to these guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just letting you all ramble on as you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Ow. Sorry, I was adjusting myself on my seat. My bum's really sore.
Oh, honey.
Where do you buy them?
On the internet, dear.
On Belry's own eBay page.
On my Etsy. Can we get a Belry? Can we get a Belry Dakimakura, mate? You know, you need one. You have the all reversible.
Yeah,
you need one of me that's like in a cute but clothed pose, and then one that's in like a naked but like sort of sultry pose on the other side. That's how Dakimakuras work. You've got the side that you have facing up whenever anyone's there in public. Well, not public, but you know what I mean. And then you have the private side. No, it needs to go on the merch store that we don't have yet.
I'm not sure how disturbed I am by this thought.
No, it could be a big hit.
I'm not sure how I should take that.
You can take it any way you like, in fairness. Sorry, I am still eating pizza.
Was that the pizza that came when you were like, oh, that's the door? Because that was a really quick pizza delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Do you live like next door to the pizza place?
No, but it's not very far away. And they're usually really quick, and I don't get cheese on my pizzas, so that seems to make them come faster as well.
Fair enough.
I'm just so glad that I've got a pizza place that are really good at not having cross-contamination. Because there's a whole bunch of places where I try and get pizza and then I'm really ill. And it sucks.
So it's quite a sensitive, I don't know if allergy is the right word, but you know.
Oh, it's a full-blown allergy.
Is it?
Yep.
So I'm never sure if there's an allergy or intolerance or if they're even any different, really. Just a different word for the same thing.
Okay, so most people think of allergy as an IG allergy, which is the one that gives you anaphylaxis.
Yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, allergy is a specific thing and it's a hormonal response like anaphylaxia, as opposed to an intolerance, which like I guess makes you shit a lot or something like that. Except
that you also get non-IG allergies, which is what I've got, which is different from an intolerance. I don't get anaphylaxis. My throat closes.
Oh.
But it's not because of anaphylaxis. It's just a straight inflammation response, which means that if I accidentally ingest dairy, there's no easy way to reverse the inflammation. So I can't breathe.
What was that movie where they're on the plane and like the guy can't breathe and so he stabs himself in the neck with a biro? It was like a horror movie, like where there's this creepy guy on a plane. Definitely a Saw film. It was the guy who played Scarecrow in the first Nolan Batman. He looks really creepy.
Cillian Murphy.
Sure, let's say it's him.
That is him. I've just got a mouthful of pizza, so it was a bit mumbled.
Yeah, it's okay. I just genuinely didn't know his name. But yeah, he was like creeping on this girl on a plane, and then I think she killed him by hitting him with a high heel and like stabbing him through the eye with it. But yeah, there's like a bit where he can't breathe in the film, and so he like stabs himself in the neck with a biro, so he can breathe through the biro.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just
Red Eye.
Red Eye, yeah.
That was a bad
Standard.
film.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Standard procedure when you get pneumothorax, you can't breathe. You just have to stab someone in the neck with it so they can breathe.
Yeah.
I will leave the call and rejoin it and see if that fixes it.
Okay.
Now it sounds fine though, but yeah.
I mean, it might have been because I just let go of push to talk
No.
and I was opening a pistachio nut.
No,
Is it still doing it?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
a little bit.
Okay. All right. Okay. Give me a second.
What if that second is taken away by the second serial killer? I'm gonna do bad serial killer puns all night. Life is beautiful.
Mrs. Butterworth, give me a mic check. Talk.
I thought we were going for like introductions or that.
No, mic
me.
check.
Good old Miss Buttersworth. Eating pistachio nuts and reading about serial killers. Should I go with the guy who made Murder Castle? Or should I go with Crazy Soap Lady? It's a difficult choice. If nothing else, Crazy Soap Lady had a son called Giuseppe, and I always like saying the name Giuseppe. It's funny. Hugo Schneck.
Schenk. Yeah.
Oh, I like the sound of Schneck better.
Here's
Yeah.
one that was super responsible for a bunch of deaths.
He does have a good mustache. The previous serial killer had a good mustache.
Belry, you sound really distant.
It's because I'm eating pistachio nuts and also trying to read, so I have to turn my head away from the microphone to read.
That volume's fine, so as long as you're talking like that during the recording, it's good. And AJ?
Hey, how's this volume?
Yeah,
I'm going to
that
talk
volume's-
like this. Try not to lose my throat as well.
Yeah, don't do
It's
that.
kind of-
That would be bad.
Yeah.
Okay. And Lenida?
Yes. Maybe you could fix your throat, AJ, with some cereal. But now the cereal might be dead since we're talking about serial killers. Oh yeah. Gotta let
That's pretty
that
bad.
run.
I
Yeah.
can think of nothing worse for a
Yes.
sore throat than cereal.
Same here. But I mean, I just had to get the serial killer in there.
I don't know, maybe we
instead of doing it in the show. But I guess my mic sounds fine as usual. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you always sound fine.
God, you don't have to be so
Thanks,
smug
dear.
about it.
It's fine.
Wait,
Everyone can say goodbye just now. Okay?
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Please don't sue Elijah Wood.
Bye.